how a hammer's made. Next, let's take a look with the burst of steel and a convenient hammer handle. Today's hammer has long been different even if repeated. Beating and pulling will not be deformed. The forging hammer starts with a steel rod like this. The machine pushes it into a furnace of 1,000 degrees Celsius to heat up. The excess variable will be collected in the recycling bin for secondary use. Then adjust the shape of the hammer and place it on a rotating rack. To cool the hammer is then placed in a cylinder to be polished, and the grinding belly is constantly rotated around the hammer part, where the outline of the hammer is ground and the angle of the hammer is ground to reduce the possibility of breaking the nail. This machine is responsible for cutting the grain of the hammer. Had the machine switches different positions, so that the hammer had formed a network. This grain greatly reduces the possibility of slipping nails. Next comes the tempering process, where the hammer is soaked in hot air and then transferred to clenching, where sudden changes in temperature make the hammer harder. Then there is another polishing, which is the final touch to identify the hammer was polished to a bright color. The handle is then firmly held with machine pliers, and the rotating end of the machine will smooth the protruding metal, so that it is fixed to the leather handle of the hammer, and then grind the handle to make it more perfect. What can be seen here is that the worker repeatedly enters the handle into it, and when the paint dries, the handle will form a firm and smooth protective layer. The next step is to make another kind of handle. They put the handle into the mold, and then they pour in the vinyl plastic liquid, and when it solidifies, it forms a plastic hammer handle like this, and then they wipe off the excess glue. And you might like this one because the vinyl is very shock-proof. Finally, the trademark is printed, and the hammer is inspected. If the inspection is okay, the qualified label can be affixed.